Hi, I'm Alex Archbold, and I've been buying and selling antiques since I was 9 years old. From basements to scrapyards, I'll look just about anywhere I can to find lost antiques and collectibles. And sometimes I'll go big and buy everything. With my wife and kids, we run an antique shop in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, filled with some of the most unique items we can find. I never know what's going to happen or who I'm going to meet. This is our life, this is our adventure, and this is Curiosity Inc.
I'm home, honey.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's episode. I have a pretty busy day planned, and we're going to try and do it safely and carefully, but I have to take a whole pile of stuff into auction. They're doing sort of a military theme sale, and they asked me if I could bring in 100 things. I think I got there, but got that all loaded up in the car. Plus, I've got to mail out a picture, a racing picture that I had hanging on the wall. One of you watching at home saw it and asked if I would sell it, and of course, yes, I did. So that's got to go out in the mail. Plus, this afternoon we have a fellow coming by from the Edmonton Metal Detecting Club. He's going to do a little digging and a little detecting in the yard, and maybe he'll have more luck than Abigail, Jason, and I did when we tried to do it ourselves. We are complete novices. You never know what you're going to find on a site like that, so I said have at her, because pretty soon that'll all be buried. May as well have somebody go through and look at it and see if they can find anything. Well, follow along on today's episode. I'm sure there's going to be lots to do and see. I'm going to start off, I think, this morning by going to the auction and dropping off a big carload of antiques. And it's definitely a fully loaded Cadillac. I guess that's not what they mean when they say fully loaded car, but this one is. Be happy once I get it all offloaded. I'll have really good traction today. The way that the auction is working right now is you have to pre-book a time to come either pick your items up if you've bought online, or you have to book an appointment to come and drop them off. So I'm here waiting to drop off. I'm on the other end of the scale today, and looking forward to emptying out this car. It's definitely a lowrider caddy today. Today is quite the combination of things that I'm bringing down. This is of course, a British flag, but what's unique about it is that it has the purple on it, which is usually more for royal visits or things of that nature. That's kind of cool. It's got the flagpole with it. Some Beanie Babies in here, and I know, I don't know who collects these anymore, but some of the ones that are in here were at one time quite collectible, the type that people would have gone crazy for. The market has definitely changed on these, but somebody will get a big collection. Just put it all together in a box. There's records, old tins, and a whole bunch of military items, such as bayonets, World War II machetes, cameras, glasses, all sorts of stuff. Oh yeah, swords, because you never know when you need a good pirate sword. Anyway, I've got to get it all loaded up on these carts so we can tag them and get them put inside. It's always good to bring a little bit of variety down. So old radios, we got some toys. This is what they call a fire bucket, but it would have held like a shell. That's quite old. The Canadian military helmet with the netting and the band-aids and the whole works. Johnny 7 topper gun. Some of you might remember that from when you were a kid. That was like the best toy gun you could possibly get. There's some bayonets, the vintage eyeglasses. This was kind of a cool piece, and I really don't know how it's going to go over at auction. I hope it does well. This is a copy of the Warren Commission. Of course, that's the investigation into JFK's assassination. But you look at the inside, who signed it but Gerald Ford, who was on the Warren Commission. Really, really cool piece of history. Probably should be in a museum, but it's going to end up at auction here today. Plus, there is these are original drawings that were done by an artist called Chandelier, who did artwork for GI magazine during World War II. But these are original little cartoons that he was doing, sort of mock-ups, that I found in that World War II trunk. I've decided it's time to bring these out to auction and see how they go too. Everything is offloaded at the auction. Now it's basically just waiting to see what's going to happen. Hopefully they do a good job promoting. That auction house generally does. The nice thing about that is that they will ship and pack and do all that hard work for me. and they take a fee, of course, to do that, but it's nice to have everything leave all at once. Plus, I'm motivated right now to try and get the funds together to start construction on our addition. And without sales the last couple months, really the auction has been the only way that we've had some revenue coming in from our products. I'm gonna head back to the store now and start setting up that little local source shop Edmonton little grocery area. I was really hoping to source some local sodas, but sadly, I couldn't find too many. I ended up getting some crafted sodas though, some different styles, and we're gonna set those all up in the shop. But I see we've got a friend meeting us here today. So why don't you tell us your name and what you're up to?
My name is Matt, and I'm here to find some treasure.
Okay. Posted a little thing up on the Edmonton Metal Detectors Club, which I guess you're part of?
Yep.
Okay. And I was saying, well, you know, my kids and I did a quick little scan, but they got bored after like 30 minutes, so we kind of gave up. This plot of land that we're looking at, this little lot, has never been developed in this history of Edmonton. It's one of the last sort of virgin spots of land around here. And this was originally a pool hall and barber shop, and then it was a general store for 100 years. So it's been through 2 world wars and all kinds of stuff. Who knows what you're gonna find? I hope you have good luck out there.
I hope so too.
So what got you into metal detecting?
It's probably about 11 years old, and I saw an ad for a Garrett metal detector. And I went to the local Canadian Tire back in BC, where I'm from, and picked one up, had a silver ring on my first time. I've been hooked ever since.
So what is the best thing you found?
I don't know if you can really say there's one best thing. There's things that I like more than others. I've found like pieces of fur trade guns, I've found gold rings, anything you can imagine. If it's metal and could be found in the ground, I've probably dug one up. Okay, now you've graduated a bit since your first metal detector. What are you gonna be working on today? I've got the MindLab CTX 3030.
Yeah, that looks a lot more professional than what I was using.
It's a very high-end detector for treasure, yeah.
Okay, well, if you need anything, I'm gonna unlock the door here. We're gonna be keeping a safe distance from each other. So I hope you have fun and hope that there's some cool finds.
Hopefully.
All right.
Okay, well, Matt metal detects outside. I'm gonna be setting up the shelf, but I've got to get all that soda brought inside. If I was a practical joker, I could have gone out there and buried this old fur trade axe and given him quite an excitement, but I'm not. We're gonna see what he finds. He was out there for like a minute and already found an old penny, so that's a good start. I'm gonna get the rest of this stuff loaded in, and then I have this whole wall here behind me that's still empty. I've got to fill that up. We've got a couple weeks before we open, but I have some good plans for what I want to fill it with. Before I get too crazy putting all my stuff out on the shelves there, I currently have some old tins on top just for display. That top shelf is kind of, I hate to say useless, because it's really high up and customers can't reach it. I'm 6 feet tall and I need a ladder to get up there. But I had this old sign kicking around and I've decided to do a little paint job on it. I'm not a professional lettering person or sign maker, but that'll do the trick to tell people that that's the area to go in the shop where there's some good locally sourced items. We get that up top, right about there, wired in. Okay, I've been alerted that you found something.
Yep.
I'm gonna follow behind you. I'll let you lead the way. I was wondering if we'd find like their old garbage pit where they kept things, or...
That was usually the outhouse.
Oh, yeah.
It doubled as a garbage pit.
The privy. So,
See if you can spot it.
let's see. Well, I can see a giant worm. Oh. I can see it looks like a ring.
Yeah, it's an old silver one. Oh, that's a nice early ring.
I wonder if it's engraved on the inside or anything.
It'll probably have a mark for sterling. Let's clean it up.
Do you want me to go rinse it off?
I actually have a spray bottle on me.
Oh, okay. So you're prepared.
Yeah.
So you're out here for like 5 minutes and you find, what, 2 pennies and a silver ring already?
Yeah.
I guess it pays to have the proper metal detector. Mine was telling me where all the nuts and bolts were. It's actually pretty...
where the mark is.
Did it used to have jewels in it? It looks like it might have holes where there was once jewels or settings.
It has holes, but I think that's just part of the design.
Well, isn't that neat? Okay, well, we'll keep that in with your stash and we'll do a tally at the end and see what we've come up with. But that's a pretty good find.
Yeah.
well, it's modern with an old-fashioned twist. Now I just have to fill up the rest of these shelves, and I've got all kinds of things to do it with. I think I'm going to start with the hot sauces. These hot sauces come from a local man named Henry who runs a business called Jamaican Chef Mon, which I just thought was super fun and playful. But he makes these wonderful hot sauces. My son Steven absolutely loves them, and we generally try and track these down when we go to any farmer's market. Now, they are locally made, they have a good shelf life, and he has quite a variety. From habanero pepper sauce, Trinidad scorpion pepper. This is the real deal stuff that'll melt your face off. There's also some that are just really nice sauces like chipotle, spicy banana ketchup, jerk marinade. Oh, I'm really excited to get these in because I know that they're a good product, and I'm really glad that they are made here in my hometown of Edmonton, Alberta. I've got my variety of locally sourced hot sauces out. I've got my Good Morning Honey. I have our locally made soaps from our Bro Brick friends. And I even have some soda, albeit they're not locally made. They'll be locally consumed anyway. But we've got some Stewart's. We've got the root beer, orange and cream soda, key lime, black cherry. We've got Jones Blue Bubblegum. And then a couple, this I thought was unusual. It's Coca-Cola, but it's British Columbia raspberry flavored in a tall glass bottle. The Jones Cola in berry lemonade, and a Coke Zero, in case somebody wants a sugar-free option, and an orange vanilla. That should give a little bit of variety for folks that are coming in and want to grab a nice cold drink. So we'll keep some down below so they can just grab one on a hot summer day and just chug that down. Now, some people were saying, I wish you had a old cooler. I actually do have an old Coke cooler, and we do use it. I have a bear sitting on top of it right now. But that is generally working, and people pull glass bottles out of there. That is our Coke machine for regular Coca-Cola. So that's what it does. Incidentally, this is a kind of a cool machine too. Move this out of the way. That's where you put your empties right there. It has the original wooden crate. After you've snapped one off, you put your empties right down below, and that would go off to the bottle depot. Kind of a neat piece. But yeah, we are still using that. But I haven't heard anything from our friend Matt outside who's doing the metal detecting. I'm going to poke my head out the door and see if he's found anything cool. Silver ring and a couple pennies so far. Who knows, maybe he found a treasure trove back there. I'll go find out. See him digging something up. How's it going over here?
Maybe not a good signal. Sounds good anyway.
Something good? Well, it makes sense to me that you might find coins kind of near this garage door because people have been reaching in their pocket to get the keys to open the door and might have dropped something. Or
mine clothesline too.
Clothesline, yeah, right overhead. Is it reading as a coin or?
It's reading almost like a silver quarter would.
Oh, okay.
But that's no guarantee.
Did you find anything else cool while you're out here? Or?
A bunch of modern pennies. A couple of them are on the older side, like a couple wheat cents.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with you for a minute here. I'm gonna zoom in. Watch the action unfold. If you get a gold button, do you have to say it's a Bobby Dazzler?
Alrighty, sounds good.
Do you ever watch the Oak Island show?
I have watched a little bit. I haven't watched too much.
Well, I don't blame you. My dad and I used to watch that pretty religiously, but... Oh, okay. You found something?
1965 penny.
Oh, okay. Well, is that one of the older ones you found so far?
It's kind of a mid-range. The oldest one I found so far, I think, is 1942.
Okay, well, that's getting back there. Okay, so far, okay. Somebody had lost their keys.
Yeah.
Parts of an old bottle.
Well,
the ring is probably the best thing so far.
Yeah, sitting right there.
Yeah.
This is off a Canada Dry bottle. The base of it.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I've got a friend that collects bottles, but I don't think he'd want just part of it. He'd probably want the whole thing. Hey, and there's a junky old Rolls Royce.
Fine.
Yeah. Well, it's getting towed out of here soon enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, I stripped all the parts off that I need.
Right.
And you said that next you're going to be checking over by the old tree. You think if you were a kid and you needed a landmark, planting stuff by the base of a tree would be a good place to start, but you never know.
Yeah.
All right, well, come get me if you find anything cool.
Sounds good. Looks like we found a just the bezel and the glass to a, I'd probably guess 1940s, 1950s wristwatch.
Yeah, that's a very good guess actually. That size was during the war, that could have been a men's watch, but
Yeah.
you know, if it was later 50s or 60s, it would likely be ladies. I'm guessing that's probably a 40s men's watch.
Yeah.
I wonder if the rest of it's down there too.
I checked. There's nothing else to it, but
Well,
you got the bezel.
yeah, that's pretty cool. You're getting a pretty good find there.
Yeah.
So far, a few things. Well, thanks for digging up. It looks like we had gophers, but you know, it'd be nice if gophers actually dug up like silver and jewelry, but
Yeah.
okay, cool. Well, if you find anything else, let me know.
Alrighty.
So that's it. Anything else come up out of the backyard or?
Quite a few coins.
Okay.
I guess probably about 20, 30.
20, 30 pennies or so.
Yeah, there's a couple nickels and a quarter, so.
Okay, anything silver or really old?
No silver, but there's like a few wheat cents.
Well, sure. Well, let's see what you got.
Yeah, sure. Older ones.
Sure. Well, you can lay it all out on the counter. Sure. Have a look. So that's the fruits of your digging.
Yeah. We got a few more.
So a silver ring. Looks like an American quarter.
It is an American quarter, yeah.
Okay.
Try not to make too much of a mess here.
A bottle cap or a pull tab.
You find lots of those.
I bet you do.
They ring up just like gold rings.
Well, you had better luck than I did with the kids. We just found a few nuts and bolts and screws, but again, you've got I think a much more professional metal detector.
Yeah.
Well, not much for gold, but I appreciate you coming out today. Of course, if you'd like, you can keep your spoils.
Alrighty.
You know, for your efforts, and definitely appreciate you coming down. I'm sorry you didn't find a gold coin or anything out back, but maybe it's in the basement.
Yeah.
I'll have to do round 2 downstairs.
All right.
Well, have a great day.
Yeah, you as well.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
This morning I'm making a pit stop at El Gringo Foods here in Edmonton. We are picking up some salsas. We've had them, I think my wife got some in an Edmonton box. They have these yegg boxes and it was just delicious, and I knew that we wanted to carry that for the shop. So I've come down today to pick up my order and I'm really excited to get these on the shelf. So Connor, tell me about how you started the business, how you guys got into this.
Well, I started El Gringo Foods a couple of years back, just kind of sick of that boring old salsa. So we came up with some really unique flavors. So we incorporate tons of local products. So all of our tomatoes grown right here in Alberta by a lovely local greenhouse called Skyline Greenhouses. And then we've also got tons of peaches coming from British Columbia. All of our peppers are grown in BC as well. So what we're doing is we're using all fresh fruits and vegetables to create a stellar product that's available in our shop. We're at farmers markets and available online as well.
Okay, and what is your website?
So our website is www.elgringofoods.ca, and you can order through there. Then you can also order through Yeg Kit, or there's tons of curbside pickup delivery options with the farmers markets this year as well.
And now they'll be able to buy at my shop too.
Absolutely.
So why don't you walk us through some of the different lines and some of the different products you carry?
Yeah, so a couple of different, we've got all of our salsa line over here. So starting with the mild stuff, we've got our delicious original salsa. It's kind of where it all started. So this is a beautiful tomato and red pepper salsa. Then we've got a beautiful fire roasted salsa verde. And this is tomatillos, poblano peppers, and just a touch of jalapeno to give it some zing. Then we've got our sweet and spicy one. So we've got a spicy mango, and then we've got our pineapple salsa as well. Both of these pair fantastically with a fish taco. And then our fiery peach salsa, absolutely delicious. We got fresh Okanagan peaches in there and a blend of chipotle peppers and habanero, so that gives it that little bit of sweet, little bit of smoky flavor. Absolutely delicious.
And I've noticed that the guy on the label, he's got the beard going on, but he doesn't have the glasses. He's almost you, but not quite. So you're almost like the mascot.
I'm
there.
working my way towards that.
Well, hopefully not too close. And I think we're going to be carrying, I believe, the full range of salsas is what we're starting with. Oh, I'm excited. I appreciate you having me down today. And
Yeah, awesome. We're excited to have our products in your store as well.
yeah, you'll have to drop by and check it out once we're all set up.
Absolutely, and we recommend everybody stops by and checks it out. Pick up a couple salsas for your weekend.
I know it's going to be hard for me not to be bringing some of these home and just eating all my product, but you know, I think my customers are going to really love it. Well, there it is, my first order of salsa. They even gave me a free bag of chips so I could sample the product. They make them in-house too. Boy, I'll have to save those for the kids. They'll be excited. Now back at the shop, everything goes on the shelf. The wall is coming along nicely, but there's an empty space, and I've kept it that way on purpose. We've been waiting for an order of coffee to come in, and we have found a fantastic company here in Edmonton called High Horse. And we happen to have the owner with us today, whose name, now is it a coincidence that your name is Joe and you make coffee, or you said you legally changed
You have
it?
to legally change it. If you're really that serious, you got to legally change
Oh,
it.
there you go, yeah. But tell me how you got into the coffee business.
Well, I started out as a barista before being a barista was cool. It was more just a job your parents were disappointed you had. And then it just rolled from there. I met a really good friend, and together we started building a lot of these roasts and developing it and, you know, kind of getting it perfect.
And so do you make trips overseas to source your products, or how do you come? I mean, I don't imagine there's a lot of coffee beans grown around here.
Yeah, that's right. If we could, that would be fantastic. Here and there, we work with a couple of different guys too to start bringing in certain things. Just it's more beneficial that way, especially because we use a very high-end specialty bean. Almost all of our roasts are organic except for the handsome Albertan, because he's handsome. He doesn't have to be organic.
He doesn't have to be fancy.
So yeah, so it works good that we kind of team up with a couple of guys and really knock it out with the taste and the quality of these roasts.
So you get the raw product brought in, you roast it, prepare it, package it, all that good stuff is done here. So we've got quite the variety. Black Canoe, Great Black North, True Fan. And I like that you've given a bit of info on the package there, whether it's a medium roast and then what the flavor notes are, vanilla, milk chocolate, caramel. So from these that we brought in, what's typically one of your best sellers?
Definitely Edmonton outsells everything we got, and it's an amazing Colombian coffee, but also it has that name, so I think it's got a little head start on the rest of them, but it is our best seller. They've all picked up. I mean, everybody has gotten their favorites over time, you know, and what speaks to them, like the Black Canoe, is a lot of people just are over the moon for that. The only one I thought was funny is that we didn't sell a ton of 40 below zero until it actually became 40 below zero outside, and then it just went like crazy. And so I think people have a taste for that now.
Well, that sounds good. Dark chocolate, cinnamon, a little smoke.
Yeah, no, it's great. I love. I was never a huge fan of a dark coffee, but I know a lot of people are. So I wanted everything about a dark coffee that people would love, but not so much the bad part. So I really wanted that good hard punch of a dark tasting coffee, but mellow out, no smoky bitter aftertastes, things like that. Just kind of hit it and then leave with a nice smooth feel.
Well, and how long have you been in business for now?
We've only officially been open about a year. I mean, we've been working on this for seems like lifetimes, but yeah, I think we're just slightly over a year old.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really excited to have the product in, and I've got just the perfect spot to put it too, right up top. Thanks for coming in today.
Oh, thanks for having us. This is awesome.
Yeah, I look forward to hopefully making lots of sales with your coffee.
Thanks, guys.
Well, that's that. I've got my wall nice and filled up. I've got my coffee in place. Things are looking good. Now I just have to put all these little cards I made up the other day underneath the respective bag where they go. So something like that. And then people will be able to read and see what type of products there are. So looking forward to getting this all back home. But there's one more thing. Melissa has a request. She wants to try this one right here. So we're gonna bring this home, give it a go. It's vanilla, milk chocolate, and caramel. Yeah, it sounds pretty good. Oh, you guys have a wonderful day. I'm gonna enjoy some of our new products and try not to take too much of it home myself. You can check us out on Instagram at Curiosity Inc. YEG. And if you're local in Edmonton, come by, check out some of the local products that we carry. Still looking on expanding into a couple more. I wouldn't mind finding somebody who does tea and maybe some jams and jellies here in the shop. But for the time being, at least I have a bit of a variety here. So store is taking shape. Next step will be opening up, and I'm excited for that. Have a great day, guys. We'll see y'all soon, and bye for now.